This isn't Hunan or Yunnan or Sichuan. I'm in another province that's just as famous for chilies and spice. We're gonna go see the world's largest chili trading capital. We're gonna see the different chili preparations, pastes, and spices that they make here, and we're gonna see how the cooks use them. This is the chili episode, and I'm in Guizhou. Graham and I love Guizhou's big flavors, but for this episode, we're focusing on its chili culture, and we needed a guide. So we asked our friend Swing, who's opened some of our favorite Guizhou restaurants in Shanghai, to come with us on our trip back to her home province. We took her straight into the biggest pile of chilies we could find in Zunyi, Guizhou's chili capital. It's 4 o'clock in the morning at China's chili city. We came here to see the farmers market. It's the end of the season, so there's not so many farmers here selling their chilies. But behind us is one of the drying lines. These run 24 hours, 7 days a week, powered by generators, so they never have to stop. And we are surrounded by all different types of chilies. The little bullet head chilies, our Jingtiao, are these Yanjiao?
Yanjiao.
Yanjiao.
Guizhou loves chilies.
It smells incredible here, but
yes,
you could actually smell the different types of chilies in the air, right?
Definitely, they all smell amazing.
So that's your Guizhou street cred. Like
yes,
you can walk into a place, like, oh, it's the bullet head chili. Oh, it's the lantern chili. Guizhou eats a lot of chilies themselves, but they're also an export hub for the Chinese chili industry, processing and shipping these dried chilies from here to the rest of the world. They say that this place does 8,000 tons of chilies a day. That number is pretty big. I don't know how big the actual number is, but like just chilies spread out everywhere, just piles of chilies. And then somebody's phone number, like if you want to buy the chilies, you just call the guy.
Yep.
Chilies aren't native to China. They're actually from Central America and the northern part of South America. So how did they get here? Well, they came on a couple different routes. One was the coastal route. They came on merchant ships. They weren't traded, but they were used more as a seasoning for the cooks. That landed them somewhere around Shanghai in the late 1500s. And then about the same time, they also came through northeastern China, through the Korean route. And then through those two routes, they spread throughout the rest of China. Chilies weren't originally food. They were originally an ornamental plant. It wasn't until sometime in the 1500s and 1600s that people started experimenting with eating them. They started to learn to like the spice. And one of the reasons why it really stuck in China, why it really took off in China, is that it was cheaper than Sichuan peppercorn, which was the predominant spice in the 1500s. It was cheaper than black pepper, which was imported and expensive. And it was much easier to access than salt, which was controlled by the government, and even if you could find it, was very expensive. This is especially true where I am right now in Guizhou. The mountainous terrain here is really good for growing chilies. They're high in terpenes and high in sugars. They really like the climate here. There are as many chili preparations in Guizhou as there are people, but there's three main categories. Ciba a pounded and fermented chili paste. Scorched chili powder, called Maolago, which is ground and used dry. And Maolago, a bright chili paste which is pickled with salt and usually alcohol. So we went hunting for dishes in restaurants that are based around each of these three chili preparations. First up, Laziji, a classic. Small bits of fried chicken tossed with piles of chilies. Sichuan does the most famous version, but there's no patent. This is it. Our Guizhou Laziji, made with Ciba Jiao, the sticky rice chili paste, but actually not made with sticky rice. And this one's super different from the Sichuan one, right?
Yeah.
The Sichuan one is the one that's like hide and seek with the chilies and the chicken hiding underneath it.
Yeah, this one is wet, and it's first they stir fry the chili paste, and then they put in the 882 chicken.
Right.
882 chicken is specialized for this dish.
What do you think? In your professional Laziji opinion.
Let's see. The color looks right,
Yeah.
and it smells good, and you can smell the chili and the Sichuan peppercorn. Let's try it.
Did you grow up eating this dish? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're the authority here. I'm the tourist. Wow.
Not spicy enough.
So you think this one's dialed down a little bit?
I
like
think
in terms
so.
of spicy.
Yeah, I think so.
For you, you wanted to like blow your head off. When we pulled off the side of the highway with our new friends from the chili trading town, we didn't know what to expect. But as soon as we got out of the car, the fumes from the little makeshift workshop began hitting us.
I mean, in the countryside here, these ladies are laughing at me. They've got these giant pots of chili peppers that they're just toasting over wood with shovels. Oh, it's like choking me.
This is hula jiao, scorched chili powder. Super fragrant and satisfying, but a real liability to make.
She doesn't even have a mask on. And this is all to make hula jiao, the scorched chili pepper that they eat with, like we're gonna eat later with lamb noodles.
Dried chilies, roasted till they're almost black, and then pounded into a fine powder. Better for a soup than the lungs, but that'll have to wait.
Man, it's so spicy. The air is spicy out here.
Their operation only does the toasting and the grinding. It's where retailers bring their chilies to be processed. Hula jiao, or scorched chili, is the umbrella term for this type of toasted powder. Every retailer makes their own blend with their own mix of different types of peppers in different quantities, toasted to their own specifications. That's where this little crew fits into the bigger picture.
So these women are making 3 RMB per kilo of chilies that they're toasting, which actually ends up being a fairly decent wage. This is difficult work. You're sitting in chili fumes, toasted chili fumes all day. But I have to say, it is a beautiful, beautiful aroma out here. It's like this really deep, dark, raisiny, toasted fruit aroma, plus like a scent of pine and wood smoke that they're using to toast the chilies.
Goat noodles, another Guizhou specialty. Braised goat and goat guts over rice noodles. The perfect vehicle for a spoonful of scorched chili powder. And now, finally, onto the noodles. These are rice noodles, like quite wide. Mm-hmm. You got flat ones, I got round ones, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
And we have the intestine inside the blood and the...
Yeah, all the good bits. Oh, I keep sniffling because from all the chili that we've been inhaling today.
So when you think about Zunyi, besides chili, is mi pi. Chili pepper is so essential when you eat mi pi, so
Right.
it makes the mi pi one of the iconic food in Zunyi.
And this one always goes with the scorched chili, right?
Yes.
Scorched chili goat noodles. Mm-hmm. It's not that spicy, the scorched chili, right? It's more like a, I don't know, it's more like a smoked flavor.
Usually the chili that goes into the noodles is more darker toasted to have more of a smoky flavor to
Gives
go
more
with the
smoke to it.
soup and the goat's flavor.
Right. This is really something that's pretty uniquely Guizhou, right?
Yeah, I think in some parts of Yunnan they also
also do
use it, but mainly known from Guizhou cuisine.
Yeah. And now on to the third class of chili. Bright red with a sharp smell of vinegar. Maolago, the pickled chili. Best served straight from a wok fireball at this little roadside spot called Gong that makes tons of Maolago every year just to supply their own kitchen.
We've got 5 dishes here that were just made with the zao la jiao, the pickled chili. And this is just one of the methods that they use for preparing chilies in Guizhou, right?
Right, there are a lot of varieties of this kind of fermented chili and used in different ways, and they create very different taste in the dishes. I sort of grew up with like people talking about chili, and different aunties or our family relatives, they all come up with their own recipes of how to make, say, 4-8辣椒, how many garlic and how many gingers that they put in their own secret recipe. And that becomes, I think, 50% of the dinner conversation. And all the women, or sometimes men, are really, really proud of their unique recipe. And I think that's kind of to do with how every small areas are excluded, or they don't connect with each other historically because of the mountain up and down.
Right, it's the geography.
Right. So they all kind of just evolve their own into their own little universe of how to prepare really delicious food.
Right. Right. But I mean, in terms of chili, why is it that there's so many different chili preparations? The hula jiao, the scorched chili, the 4-8辣椒, the pounded one. I mean, we've seen a lot of different ones here.
Right, you're right. I think because the landscape is forested landscape, underneath there are not so much soil. It's all rocky. It's very hard to farm using machines. So they don't have a lot of abundance of food. So they're trying to create subtle changes in terms of taste using fermentation, use different types of chili to achieve that, the delicious dinner that with just very little change.
Yeah.
So they all use chili as a base to bring up different types of dish.
Right. And one thing that we talked about earlier is that Guizhou is a frontier province, or was a frontier province for a very long time. It wasn't really integrated very well into the rest of China, and what we call ethnic minorities today were for a long time the majority. Mm-hmm. It was not a Han majority population even until the 18th century.
Mm-hmm. Right. In Ming Dynasty, the central government wants to control the frontier by cutting down a lot of salt trade into Guizhou. So instead of using salt, they use chili spicy and fermentation sour to make their dishes more enjoyable.
Right. So they couldn't get salt from Sichuan because the government had cut the roads, right? But people in Guizhou are very resourceful, so they found a way to add the flavor to their food without buying expensive salt or imported black pepper, or even using Sichuan peppercorn, which they could buy at the markets at the time, and it was very common at that time, right?
Right.
But instead, they developed this huge chili culture. Usually people think of like Hunan or Sichuan or maybe Yunnan or even Jiangxi as the chili provinces, but Guizhou is no less a chili province than them, and maybe even more inventive.
More inventive, but do you realize Guizhou's dishes are not so spicy?
No.
It's all about the flavors and the aromas and different ways of preparation instead of just being like hardcore spicy.
Yeah.
As I grew older, more and more I realized how this formation of those dishes reflect how the landscape is and how the culture is. And all of Guizhou has a lot of mountain and it's karst landscape, so a lot of rock and very little soil, and it's very difficult for them to navigate between each other. So the little villages and the areas that people are isolated.
I think in a way it's like when you talk about Italy and the way that like you go from one village in Italy and they make a dish this way, or they make a pasta with this meat or in this way, and you go one valley over and they're like, that's the wrong way.
Right.
And it's like, and you go to the next valley over and they're like, neither of those people know what they're talking about. It's this way. And it's this kind of isolated development that happens in very mountainous regions and because historically Guizhou's transportation network not very good.
Right.
It's been quite an isolated place within China, not developed very fast, or for many centuries was kind of frontier
frontier territory.
Yeah, compare with Sichuan, because Sichuan also eats a lot of chili, but it's all standardized because it has been developed very early on. So people are used to kind of like a high standard. So different from Guizhou, where in Guizhou the cuisines or how to prepare chili has no standard at all.
But that's kind of exciting.
Yeah, that's what the excitement comes from the diversity.
In the last few years, food from Guizhou has become trendy in the big cities. From Guizhou stir-fries, to Guizhou hot pot places, to the modern Guizhou restaurants that Swing has opened. Then of course you have Laoganma, the chili crisp, Mao Tai, the Baijiu, that are also from here and have been popular for decades. But for food nerds like us, it's not those big names. It's the diversity, it's the small producers, it's the roadside cooks that make it so fascinating. There's so many stories from here to tell. Guizhou, we'll be back. Okay, chili, Guizhou. Chili. This is a chili episode, so you know we bullied Leo into eating one.
It's not that bad, but